What's up, and welcome to the Boys of Fall podcast. Let me move over so I can see the comments. I see people in here talking already. We appreciate the people that have shown up. We are on week 8, and that's crazy already. Like, Ty, we're already talking about whether or not teams are going to be bowl eligible. We're talking about how many teams getting eliminated. We're already kind of to that point, and it kind of is frustrating. It's actually a little not frustrating. It's sad, I guess. And we have bowl season. We got plenty of time, but it's flying through. But I tell you, I ask you every week how college football is going for you. So how has that changed? How are we feeling?
Man, last week was rough. And I just want to apologize essentially for the way last week went. It's a losing record for us. We lost a little over 2 units. North Carolina actually would have swung it for us. Hit them plus 4.5. They took that and ran with it, literally. I watched him run 70 yards on a play that meant nothing and took my ticket and ripped it up as he crossed the goal line.
Yeah, literally a throwaway play.
Yeah.
Nuts.
So
honestly, nuts. I forgot about that play.
Yeah. So other than that, all I can say is I'm off of it. I'm on to the next week. I'm not looking ahead. I'm always about just what's in front of us. So it's great to be excited for the college football playoff where Army and Navy will most likely both make it. But
both looking fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so speaking of, Ty had a pretty bad beat on UNC. I mean, it was to the point where they were going to cover. They ended up tying it. You're at that point just rooting for them to not tie it or for them to even score. I think probably would have had a cover still if they scored. And then, on my side, I was just right before the show. I was like, wait a second, Ole Miss and LSU went to overtime. Like, did I mark that wrong? And no, we got an SEC overtime game and we didn't hit the total. So you can see there, I mean, we got ourselves 2 wins each, but we had 3 losses each, unfortunately. So you move on. I don't know what it is overall. I'm sure I could go through. I know we're certainly positive for the week there. So, certainly hopefully, I mean, we've had one bad other week before that, but not quite as bad as this one. But, not too bad. We didn't have a complete, skunk there. Maybe setting us up for a 10-0. Still chasing it. I'm still betting it every week. I was like plus 50,000. I think I got pulled up on my other screen here just so as I was tracking the odds and the plays as we give them out here for you guys. But yeah, Ty, any other takeaways from just what you're looking at there or like just last week?
Yeah, I mean, I said Jonty would be able to get over 40.5 by himself. He certainly did not do that. He ran the ball a ton. I mean, he had over 200 yards, but boy, Boise did not look impressive against Hawaii. Obviously, they won, and they won in essentially convincing fashion, like it was never really a game. But I thought this was going to be, blowout potential. Boise State, Shanti running all over the place. But yeah, we knew. Look, I had October 12th circled on my schedule for a long time as being one of the greatest weeks in college football history, and it certainly was. And I paid for it. So we move on. We have another great week of college football, and I'm here to get my lick back. I already apologized. You win, you lose. That's what gambling is. I mean, we can't be, we try to be positive every single weekend, but sometimes this happens. But we'll, still 2 units, not bad. I mean, PSU almost ruined it, and if they did, I would have been in absolute shambles.
I still don't know how I feel about Penn State.
I don't need you to feel any type of way. I feel bad enough about them. So,
right, yeah, that's just like with my team. I mean, Notre Dame fan and. They announced that Haynes King was out, and then that's when I felt okay about the game tomorrow. But if, Haynes was playing, I don't know how I would have felt. But yeah, I mean, it's time to move on. Speaking of that, we're not going to have a play on it, but I even text Ty about Rutgers. I mean, Rutgers, man, like Rutgers last week looked horrendous. You got UCLA flying across the nation, coming into the game. I lean Rutgers in it. After that just beating that they had, I think we kind of hold off and, we certainly – we're going to give you guys the best plays. I think it could be a good play. It might be a smart play, but we're going to give you hopefully what we think is going to end up being, being our best plays for you guys here. So, Ty, do you want to you want to kickstart us here and get us going?
Yeah, let me bring the energy up in this place. All right, we're going right, and I'm going all the way to the top. Get your members only cards out. We're going right to an over. Right to an over. I'm not wasting any time with the Rutgers money lines in the -2.5s and the also my favorite team. Fuck it. I'm sorry. I know we're on YouTube. I don't know if I can say that or not. We're gonna go to the Chanticleers, Coastal Carolina versus University of Louisiana Lafayette. We're going to go over 55.5. All right. I got some notes over here. All right. Each game this season, the teams have combined to score together offensively when you add them up almost 68 points a game. All right. Defensively, they give up together just over 56. So offensively, they're able to score. Defensively, they let teams score. I love Coasty. And you know what we're doing here? It's also going to be a dog of the day. I give out 5 of them at the end. We're going Coasty money line. Now, it's not the official play, it's the over. We're going to go the Chanticleers versus the Raging Cajuns down there in Louisiana Lafayette, where the Frenchmen came over and helped us win the Revolutionary War. We're going over 55.5. Mark it and sprinkle the money line. Another win for the good guys.
There you go. And a history lesson, it sounds like.
I'm a history guy, a little bit of Lafayette, my guy from France.
Right. All right. I'll take it. Let's see. Brock, listen, watching on Twitter. Auburn does not play tonight. Auburn plays tomorrow. And boy, I tell you, I'm about to talk about Auburn. What else we got in here, though? We got Hammer 3 units on the Vols. I don't know if I approve. Quandale the capper in there. We got the whole crew here. But so yes and no. Well, not yes at all. It's definitely no. Missouri -3.5 versus Auburn is the play that I like. I was kind of hoping it was going to fall, like keep falling down to kind of get it to a point where I think you could take Missouri's money line. Too much juice though. I'm sure it's like -170, stupid -176 or something like that. I like Missouri in this spot. Missouri's at home, and I'll tell you what, been watching a lot of Adam Sandler movies recently. Just going through the list of them as I've been, stuck on the couch and everything. But if the longest yard taught me anything, that it's need yourself a little tune-up game. You need a little tune-up game to get yourselves going. And of course, Missouri had that tune-up game at some point, whatever their first FCS opponent they had or whatever. But they just killed UMass. And I'm hoping that this is the point where they are going to continue to click. Missouri is a good football team. Missouri is a team that I really enjoyed betting last year. And they've just kind of been, I think they kind of hurt themselves. There's the old, like they didn't take the car out of the garage kind of thing. They didn't let her rip. They didn't get going. They didn't utilize their playmakers. And when the big game came, they weren't ready. Peyton Thorne isn't the answer for Auburn. Super turnover prone. I think Mizzou's going to be opportunistic with that. Brady Cook, much better quarterback on the team here. Luther Burton, a real, more than likely an NFL type talent dude. They continue to utilize him. Missouri at home, low number. And Auburn honestly just doesn't do a whole lot outside of being like a conference foe, So Missouri -3.5. If the number continued to fall, which I doubt it does, odd makers probably don't want to go under 3. They're keeping that 3 in a hook, forcing you to choose one way or the other. But if it went to -2.5, the money line would probably be at a point where you could probably pay it and just eat a little juice and go a little bit of a safer route, more than likely if it fell to a 2.5 by tomorrow. First play. That's my first play. We got Ohio State and Tennessee fans fighting in here. So let us know if you're in the chat. Say hi. We can pull you up. You have any comments or anything like that as we kind of like cycle through plays and everything like that. And then at the end, if you guys have additional plays, we like to answer questions at the end and kind of flex the knowledge or whatever.
No, those two are mortal enemies. They literally were just fighting in the Discord 20 minutes ago, and they fought their way into the street and rolled into this bar over here.
Right.
Like they just don't stop. It's jab after jab. So yeah, and it's crazy. It's mod on mod violence. You would think that they would be in a cohesive unit. Oh, you and King was. Oh yeah, okay. Well, Quan I guess isn't. His team isn't that important. So, D-Fish is just like fighting for his life over there with Ohio State losing. So, he's trying to do whatever he can.
Right. Yep.
Go blue.
BYU. I definitely do like BYU tonight.
All right, here we go. We're going to the next one. We're going to go to the salute to your service play. This is a weekly occurrence for me as a United States Marine myself. I will always have a salute to service game, and this week we got freaking two. We do, because there is a kid up for me at West Point University, Bryson Daly, playing quarterback for Army. And the kid is fantastic. Now, he's no Blake Horvath, who's the quarterback for Navy. Blake Horvath, I think, is better. But Bryson Daly is a Timu version, all right, of my guy Blake Horvath. So we're going to West Point. Army has scored 42, 24, 37, 42, 49, and 44 last week. The only time that they did not hit their team total was in week 2 against FAU. I say fluke. Some say I say fluke. We're going Army team total. All right. And we're going over 34.5. It's perfect. It's right under the key number of 35. Last week in the Discord, I had Army team total over 18.5 points in the second half. Because usually what you'll see is Army and Navy as well. They'll score 1 touchdown in the first quarter. Then they'll score 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. And then by the third quarter and fourth quarter coming, the defense is way too tired to be tackling these guys. So now you're starting to see a lot of busted runs, a lot of big time opportunities. So another Overs Club members only play. Salute to service. Say thank you to a veteran because they're going to cash us out. They're the only ones who respect coin at this point in time. Last week, they respected it. This week, they're going to respect it again. Salute the service.
And they're playing ECU, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was getting confused.
Who have been getting dominated.
Yup. And then ECU is missing a safety, or should be missing a safety and a linebacker. So,
yeah.
Well, the linebacker, I believe, is hurt and probably not, but the safety, I think, is out. I think he got.
Yeah. I mean, ECU let Utsa put up 20. App State put up 21. Liberty put up 35. Charlotte dropped 55 on them last week. Which is a running team. So what are you going to do when the triple option comes at you? I mean, cue the Star Spangled Banner, stand up, take your hat off, put your hand over your heart because Army's rolling to the end zone for points. Let's go.
Yeah. It's just a wagon.
Cue the flyover. Cue the flyover.
Yeah. Don't have not what's it, technologically advanced.
Yeah, we need a graphics guy. We need a graphics guy that just has a screaming eagle flying by.
Yeah, right. You're right. I do like Army to probably cover in that one too.
Oh yeah.
All right, my second play. Army team total lock every week. Let me pull that up. I do agree. They've been on fire. I say you bet it until it stops. And you're probably one of those, just like I was gonna bet the Christian McCaffrey touchdown over and over and roll it, and then dude ended up not even playing. If we would have started doing that at Army in the beginning of the year, man, we'd have probably some good money at this point, I think. All right. My second play here is I don't got a lot to say about it because it's another. We're just going back to the well with Clemson first half. You saw last week, if you guys were watching the game, Clemson jumped out to a quick 0-7. They were losing pretty quick there. Looked like it was in trouble. They scored. They got an interception. They scored again. They got a stop. They scored again. It ended up being 21-7 or something like that. I think that's probably where we'll be looking here again. Cade Klubnik's just looking fantastic in the first half. I think he had 200 plus passing yards in the first half again. That's back-to-back weeks that he's been fantastic in the first half. Clemson is, I think last week they were number 2 or 3. This week they are number 1 They're the number 1 scoring team in the nation in the first half with 28 points per game. Virginia's scoring 14 points per game. If you do the math, like they stick to their averages. That's a 14-point win. Clemson's just been coming out, man, hair on fire, looking fantastic in the first half. And I tell you what, like a sneaky weird bet would be possibly even just taking a dog in the second half. Clemson's just not scoring points in the second half. It's almost like they're coming out. They're doing it all first half. That way they're kind of coasting, staying fresh, whatever it is. And Clemson likes to kind of flex their depth. And they end up playing a lot of those second and third string type guys in the bottom, I was gonna say bottom of the third, end of the third, the fourth quarter, whatever. So coming out easy. I think we see a 21-7 type of finish in the first half, no problem. Clemson minus 11.5 in the first half against Virginia to kind of just continue. We talked about like trends, like Tennessee was like the best first quarter scoring team in the nation, and then all of a sudden Tennessee is like doesn't score the ball at all. Realistically. So Clemson has not hit that wall yet. So we're going to continue to ride that as my second official play, being Clemson first half minus 11.5. And we will do a recap at the end for those of you that are keeping track. Those of you that are watching, I know I get it every morning. Shout out to those people that are eating breakfast, watching the show. Aaron, normally, shout out Aaron. Normally, comments and says he's watching the show in the morning. Appreciate you guys just as well as the people that are watching there live. And Todd,
look, man, your wife would not be happy for you shouting out Aaron and Aaron, this, to her breakfast. She's really not
my boy, Aaron.
Okay, yeah, sure. That's what you tell her.
Double A.
None of my business what goes on.
Right.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I agree with the Clemson play, and I also like it. I love team totals because I don't have to worry about what other teams are going to do. I only have to worry about what one team's going to do. I love the Clemson team total too. Last week they dropped to 49. The week prior against Florida State, who has a pretty good defense, they only got 29. But they dropped 40 on Stanford, 59 on obviously North Carolina State, but 66 on App State. 38.5 I feel is too low. It is above that key number of 38. So if you want, bring that down to 37.5. But I think Clemson rolls. And, we already know where I'm going. I'll just get these out of the way because I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm going Navy, team total. Launch it. Get me on the boats. Who's going to carry the boats? Blake Horvath's going to carry the boat. I personally can't believe that this kid isn't up for the Heisman. He should be the front runner. Who is Ashton Genty to Blake Horvath? Blake Horvath is the man. All right. If you don't know about Blake Horvath, you need to learn about Blake Horvath. But we're going Navy team total over. I have it. I think it's 37.5. So well deserved. All right. Charlotte, not a good D. Not a good D. All right. We're going 37.5. Navy should be able to put up 41. They also had a bye week last week, so they've had an entire extra week to prepare for this game. Charlotte did not. They put up 55, running all over the place. Navy's should be able to shut Charlotte down, but we're rolling with the Navy team total. And if that doesn't look great early, we're going to hit it live, double down on it. But 38's happening. 38's happening. So another salute to service. Who's going to carry the boats? Blake Horvath will. The Jim Thorpe of Academy football. Give me Blake Horvath. And then Navy midshipman to get me 38.
That's that game between the two of them is going to be just fantastic.
Oh, I looked at tickets. I've always wanted to go. All right, go Navy, beat Army. Marine Corps. Again, I said that already. But I always wanted to go. Usually the tickets are kind of cheap in a sense for like what it is. If you're a college football fan, it's one of those things that you have to go experience. Sure, the football might not be great. You might not enjoy it, but it's the theatrics. It is the pageantry of college football, all delivered and married right there with the United States military. And the tickets are like $1,500 this year.
Jeez.
Which is insane. I was like, I'll just watch from home. It's cold as shit anyways. So,
that's so much.
And I think I discussed it already. What can happen is they can both end up undefeated if they both beat Notre Dame. They will have to then the college football playoff then will be decided, right? And then the next week they play each other. So one might not get in, one might, and then that other team, like, what do you do here?
Right. Exactly.
Wild situation. College football's fantastic.
Yeah, $1,500. That seems like astronomical, to be honest. I mean, they're both like undefeated, whatever. Like that's why you don't see me at Notre Dame games very often. Like those tickets are pretty damn expensive.
Yeah.
Like unless you want to go to like Miami, Ohio versus Notre Dame, like one of the not high end games or whatever.
Yeah. So Penn State tickets are pretty cheap, but it sits 113,000 people, right? So I have season tickets. I'm 40 rows up on the lower level, and it's $60 a ticket.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, super affordable.
Right. Yeah. Notre Dame is like easily like $200+ for a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe it.
And it's not even good seats. And you're sitting on like a bleacher.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have bleachers too. It's terrible.
Yeah. They're
in the winter.
Yeah.
Right. Ass is so cold.
Exactly. Yeah.
0
They're the original bleacher seats. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, Rudy was there?
Yeah. The same ones from Rudy. Exactly.
That's funny.
I cry every time he runs out, man. I tell you what. All right, let's get back on track. Third play.
Yo, put that up. Yo.
This.
Yo.
It's like the other direction. It needs to go the other direction.
Yeah. You probably got some.
Before I know it, it's gonna be it's because I have a kid or another child screaming. I'm tired. Okay. Anyway, back to the old purple and yellow. Yeah, the purple and yellow of my favorite purple and yellow. I do like JMU's purple, but anyway, LSU -2.5 versus Arkansas. I had written down or the money line depending on how it was looking. When I first kind of wrote things up, the money line was at a pretty good price. It was at like -135 or something like that, and it's all the way up to I'll probably tell you here in like 2 seconds. -144. So there's some fluctuation with it. So we're going to say the -2.5 for the time being, but this is another one depending on how it runs. I'm always going to be, for those of you that, know me or whatever, is I tend to ride the safe side of things or whatever. That being said though, Arkansas comes this one a little bit banged up at quarterback. We don't know whether or not, he's going to play. He's questionable. College football, unfortunately, you don't know until like 6:45. Maybe 6 o'clock. There's like a beat writer or something that says like, he's on the field, he's warming up, kind of looks like he's going to play kind of thing. Garrett Nussmeier, man, for LSU, just a big fan of his. I keep taking his pass yards. I mean, kid's throwing 300, 350 yards every game. I remember, Jaden Daniels didn't play in the bowl game last year. I remember watching that bowl game and I remember telling Ty about it. I was like, man, I'm ready to bet on Nussmeier's yards. Nussmeier. I'd seen something, whatever, and the dude just comes out, he slings it, and they just upset Ole Miss. He didn't even really look good against Ole Miss. They're doing well. They just beat Ole Miss. They're riding that high, and I know that means that there's generally an upset, but I don't think that you would see that here. Arkansas is nowhere near the level that Ole Miss is at. I think LSU could cruise to a win here. They've got the much better offense, and they've just been doing really well defensively. Like they're looking at like a havoc rating, your tackles for a loss, your sacks, your quarterback pressures, whatever. They do not make it easy. And if they're going to be running like a backup quarterback or whatever, LSU to get it done and to cover a -2.5 on the road is just I think it should be flirting at 6.5 and bouncing around between 6.5 and 7, in my opinion. So as long as it's under a field goal is fantastic. As long as it's under a touchdown, I feel good about it. I think they probably win by double digits. Sell your kidney for some Buckeye tickets. Like LSU a lot, though. Like LSU a lot. Ty?
All right. He likes LSU a lot.
I do.
All right.
So favorite team to watch.
Yeah, I know. You're a secret, Tigers fan.
Pretty sure I had an LSU hoodie growing up, but my school was purple and yellow, and like that's not why I'm a Vikings fan, but like it also went together, but closet LSU.
Imagine making decisions.
Brian Kelly, of course, it's because Brian Kelly's the coach.
Yeah. Made all your sports teams decisions based on colors.
You know what color my Jeep is?
Purple.
Yeah, I mean it is, but
really,
Yeah, you never seen it?
No, we were like, is this for your wife?
Huh? Yeah, for sure, both. It's called Rain. It's called Rain, is what it is. Like rain, like as in like a kingdom
Like
or whatever.
Purple Rain, like Purple
Mhm.
Rain,
Yeah, but
like
I
Prince.
like to say it's manly, as in reign over my kingdom.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, what's
All
your
right.
next play?
All right. We'll move on. We'll move on. All right. We're going to go to Miami versus Louisville. This is going to be like one of those main games on tomorrow. I try my best to stay away from these primetime matchups, as you'll call them, in college football. But a Louisville Miami game doesn't scare me so much as like a Alabama Georgia or a Georgia Texas would. I just look. I'm not going to say the NFL's rigged or fixed or anything, but I feel like you tend to see a little bit more suspect things in like those type of matchups, like you do in the NFL versus some of these coastal Carolinas versus
Yeah.
Louisiana Lafayette. But we got to do something here. So Louisville is currently, I believe, plus 4.5. I'm moving them earlier. I moved them to plus 6.5 when it was plus 4.5 at minus 130. If I could, I would take this to 7.5. I know that Louisville hasn't looked fantastic the last two weeks, but Miami, they haven't looked great either. I'm pretty sure they're 0-2 against the spread the last two games. And there's one thing that Louisville can do, and that's score. They're averaging 36 points per game. And defensively, they're only giving up 20. So I feel like this is a real spot that Cam Ward, like you've seen them kind of struggle, and they get over the hump. I think this is going to be one where they maybe don't get over the hump. You're at home in Louisville. Place is going to be rocking. I'm taking Louisville plus 6.5, and I'm sprinkling money line. They have like the perfect mix where they play good defense, good on offense. I think they got a real good shot. I think this game is going to obviously be an over. You have two offenses that can just score at will. So yeah, I'm taking Louisville plus 6.5, and I'm sprinkling money line.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I think this could be like a crazy over, to be honest. I mean, it is set at like 60 something, I think. 60.
I just didn't want to have all overs. I didn't want to have all overs. But yeah, this game is
the
like
more I look at it. Yeah, I really, if you have props available too, like I just have a feeling it's just such a high number. Cam Ward's pass yards is 321. Like that's just, I mean, it's wild, but this feels like a game where, especially if Miami's playing from behind, I think you're gonna see some fireworks. There might see some back and forth, and the dude's still throwing like 350, 400 in a lot of his games. So this could be a really exciting. There's actually a lot of really good noon games. Like most of my plays that I had written down were like noon o'clock games. So like this could be a game. This could be a 7:30, 8 o'clock game if there wasn't better games on, in my opinion. So I think this is the one that you're probably going to want to watch for sure. For sure. All right. Two more. Going with they for sure seem to be pushing some Heisman there. But our boy Travis Hunter, is he hurt, Ty?
So he went out last week. He'll be playing this week. But the odds plummeted, got killed. Yeah, odds got plummeted. I'm not really sure what happened to him. I think it was like maybe I don't even want to speculate. But I know that he went out. I think it was in the second quarter, and I don't think he returned the rest of the game. So we'll see how much that hurts him or does hurt him. I saw him talking the other day, and he was just like, John T has 90 touches or more now at this point. What happens if Travis Hunter had that many touches? What's his yardage look like? Right, but I'm just saying, what does his yardage look like, right? So, so we'll see.
Shoulder
was a shoulder injury. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Arm, shoulder, elbow. That's what I figured. All right.
But then,
yeah, he's playing this.
We've never been in this spot before. I mean, quick sidebar, but like, if you're looking at Heisman voting, are you looking at him as an offensive player only? right?
No,
You're not
no, no,
looking
no,
at
no,
like
no, 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 no. The Heisman is for the best all-around college football player.
sure. So you're
And
looking
that's
on
why it
both
used to
sides.
frustrate me. That's why it used to frustrate me when you would just see quarterbacks. Sure, their stats were the best, of
Well,
course.
yeah, of course, defensive guys can win. I just mean like we've never been in a spot where a dude is playing
Right.
both sides of the ball.
So that's why I'm
So
seeing,
like,
and that's my thought process. Is it's never been done before at the level, especially at the level as which he's doing it. How is he not the best college football player on the planet right now?
he's like Shohei. Yeah, that makes sense. Excited to see Shohei pitch again next year.
And it kind of stinks because honestly, they don't really throw the ball to his side of the field.
Yeah.
When you watch the game, you'll see that they do not target him that much. So how do you take those stats into effect also? It's just like his PBU's maybe not there. Well, they're not throwing the ball his way to even break him up. I just don't. In my opinion, I think he's the best college football player all the way around.
For sure.
But go ahead.
All right. Speaking of college football players, I'm going to bet on a team that's going to come out with 11 guys on offense. Iowa, -6.5. The line was -5.5 when I had, text Iowa with the plays that I liked. Got some money coming in on Iowa, apparently. I don't think that matters. As long as it's under 6.5, I'm cool with it. If it moved to 7.5, I am probably buying that down and playing juice. I would be surprised if it continued to climb. I mean, really, no way, I would say. But I mean, I'm comfortable taking Iowa under 9.5. I think it's going to be a double digit win. Michigan State is not good, man. Aiden, what's his name, Childs or whatever, dude's throwing a lot of turnovers, making a lot of mistakes. And when you talk about an opportunistic defense, like Iowa's a pretty stout defense. Iowa's the type of team that, I mean, they're going to win on offense, defense, special teams, and they're not going to have penalties. Level-headed, well-coached, like they're just not making mistakes. Like you truly have to beat Iowa. Iowa is not going to beat themselves. And if you had that kind of mentality on like a Texas or Georgia that simply doesn't make mistakes, level-headed, man, that'd be a heck of a beast. I was really good run game. Their defense continues to be fantastic. Like I said, quarterback from Michigan State's not fantastic. I thought I was looking at Iowa and Washington last week, and I just couldn't decide one way or the other. I ended up in that little for fun all day parlay, I gave Washington like 18 points, or something like that, and they didn't cover that. Iowa just beat the brakes off, and I think it's going to be close. Michigan State doesn't run the ball well. They're going to have to try to throw the ball on this defense. The quarterback's going to make mistakes. There's going to be a lot of short fields, a lot of turnovers. Iowa, I think, wins this one. This might be, I don't know if I said it, this might be my favorite play on the board. I think Iowa, anything under a touchdown's a heck of a bet. Ty, I feel like you're smiling.
Yeah, because look, yeah, I had to. This dude's complaining in the Discord because the +20. He said, "Well, +2,400 was a donation." Like, bro, it's +2,400. What do you think? It like,
yeah, people don't. You sprinkle if it's a big dog, or you sprinkle the dog. That's just what you do.
Yeah, we're
talking pocket change. We're talking if you got $101.53, you put $1.53 on it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't put a lot on it.
Like, and I had to respond to it mid-show because I couldn't even believe what I'm seeing. Like, my God, dude.
Right. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You got one left?
Yeah, I got one left. And these dudes owe me some money. These dudes owe me some money, and I'm coming to collect. We're coming to collect. Let me get that right. We're coming to collect. They owe us money. I'm going down there with the Buffs. Deion Sanders, I'm going to put my hand out, ask for my money back, because we're taking Colorado +4.5. Arizona is trash. I've watched these dudes, and they are trash, okay? I can't even lie to you. This Fafita dude, okay, let me calm down.
So good dudes last on this
team. Okay, don't care. These three dudes went to high school together. Last year, they were great. They had this huge ordeal, this like fucking parade where they all were like, "Oh, we're not leaving. We're coming back." They came back to be ass. Fafita is bad. All right. They are not gelling. They are bad. They don't have any. They're just not doing anything. Colorado covers the spread, and they win outright tomorrow. They're not dropping this game. They're covering the plus 4.5. I have it at. I'm sorry, plus 3.5. I'm taking Colorado. No way. This Arizona team, if Colorado can score, Arizona will not be able to. They might be able to, like, a little bit, but not enough to win a game outright. Don't care. I'm taking Colorado. Travis Hunter's back.
Pass yards too.
You're gonna be on what, Sanders? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's just I just don't understand. Well, I'm pretty sure I watched Arizona get. I don't want to misspeak, but I watched them last week get embarrassed. I believe I couldn't even believe.
And they that wide receiver they have was, supposed to be the best wide receiver in the nation. This McMillan.
Yes. Yep.
Go along with some of the others that, at least top 3. But he just hasn't really done a whole lot. Whether that's quarterback, whether or not that's
41. Yeah, 41-19 against BYU. BYU is a great team, but it wasn't like BYU was just like draped all over people. Fafita wasn't making throws. Like, they were bad. He gets out of the pocket early, constantly looks, even if he isn't under pressure, acts as though that he is. I'm going with the Colorado, and they owe us money, so we're getting it. We're getting it back. That's it.
For sure.
Colorado money line sprinkle.
Right on. Before I give out my last play, now is the perfect time in the comments. I've seen people commenting on Twitter already. I know there's people watching on Twitter, people are watching on YouTube, whatever. If there's a particular game tomorrow that you're interested in, we did not happen to hit on, the big games. We didn't hit on, Texas and Georgia, Tennessee, and Bama, anything like that. If you guys have any particular questions, we can share, our opinions. But now's the time, like I said, drop that in the comments. But my last play is going to be UNLV minus 6.5. I think this is the late game, 10 o'clock. So I'm either going to, depending on how the night goes, I'm going to stay up and watch it, or I'm going to go to bed and wake up and see, I'll wake up at 2 a.m. or something like that and see what happened. But UNLV lost their starting quarterback, right? Sluka had a disagreement with NIL, and then you had a couple other guys have that happen, and everybody was wondering what was going to happen. And, Williams came in and looked fantastic. But every aspect of UNLV their offense has looked phenomenal. UNLV is just, they call it the go-go offense. They're just literally, they could score on every possession, it seems like. They're just looking just lights out. Their defense is looking fantastic as well. Oregon State's going to want to run the ball. UNLV is allowing under 100 rush yards a game. They shut that down, force them to pass. That's where UNLV is going to just pin their ears back, get to the quarterback, mess them up, obviously, through the air, that way too, or stop them from going through the air. Line doesn't really make sense on how UNLV has been playing, to be honest. This is another one that feels like it's priced wrong. It could be higher than a touchdown. We get it under a touchdown. Feels pretty good about it. UNLV minus 6.5 is my last play. And I feel
You know what I always say? Bet on kids that are in the desert. They're surrounded by casinos. They respect coin. They're all probably, I would imagine that they love points. They probably got money on their over, or at least their friends got money on their over.
Right.
Bet kids in the desert where gambling was invented. The mob went out there. They built the flamingo. Those kids respect coin. Ohio plus 3.5 at Miami, Ohio. Man, to be honest, the only MAC game that I have circled for tomorrow that I like is Eastern Michigan money line. That's all that I got for you. I didn't even look at the Miami, Ohio. I don't start to look at MACtion until MACtion Tuesdays get going. So, yeah, the Ty Jort all day lay. Essentially what we do is we take these 10 games that we have together, and we give them all to you guys for free. That's 10 plays, plus I'm giving 5 dogs. That's essentially 15 plays that we're giving you for free. So we take the 10 plays and usually the odds are anywhere between 35 to 55,000. It's
like
it's
50.
insane.
It's
So
at
Jordan, I
47,
believe
5.
you post it, right?
Yeah, I always
You
put it in the
post it.
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
So
probably
you'll
put it
just
up
take
there.
all these plays, parlay them together. I think we were we've been too short twice now.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
you could
2
even
weeks
round
ago.
robin it. So real quick, the USC Maryland game. I don't look perfect bounce back spot for USC. But they are one of those teams, Trent, that I'm not sure what to make of them. You give up. I'm a big Penn State fan, and I'm not sure what to make of them. You're up 20-3, 20-6, and then you give it up. You really let one guy beat you, Ty Warren at tight end. They lost to Minnesota. I just don't know what to make of USC. Perfect bounce back spot. But Maryland's one of those teams that kind of shows up in some odd spots. Do you have an opinion?
We also
there?
watched Maryland just be horrendous last week. So
Yeah.
like it goes either way. I personally was leaning USC. Realistically, just looking at how bad I feel that Maryland was last week.
If you're going to take USC, move it to 6.5, right? Like buy below that key number. That's important. Just
there's no use playing that. And then Juan up here before I lose you. Since Ty doesn't do player props, I only ever really look at quarterbacks, especially on a big slate. Like I said, Sanders, Nussmeier, and Ward, I think are all going to be really good spots for some pass yards. I think they're going to be in games that could go back and forth, closer type games. Maybe Cam Ward's like pass touchdowns even too. Awesome, pretty good looks there. Michigan and Illinois. Go ahead.
Go ahead. We're on different sides here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I like Illinois.
Oh, never mind. We're on the same side.
I like
We're
Illinois.
on the same side.
And to be honest, I mean, it's just a leg, but more than likely tomorrow, I'm going to, I like to do my safe stuff. I was looking at giving Illinois 10.5 points, put it in with another leg, and it'd be even money, a little bit of a teaser type thing, just to give a little extra time. I don't think Michigan's got the offense for it. Really like that quarterback that Illinois has. Is that Altmaier there, right?
Yes, Luke.
Yeah. Dude's using his, mobile quarterback just seemed like out of nowhere, really. Dude's run the ball really well. Michigan's got the old 2 quarterback situation going again. So Illinois is tough.
Yeah, I like Illinois also. The next question was, does Louisville pull off the spread? The upset. I believe so. Yeah. So that's one of the 5 dogs I'm going to give out. I think Louisville pulls it off. Obviously, we moved it up to plus 6.5 because it's minus 130. And Trent, I see you talking about the juice there. So my rule for myself is I'll never bet anything on a straight that's minus 150 or less. I'll lay the juice, put 1.5 units out there to return 1 unit. But that's a personal rule that I have for myself, nothing more than minus 150. But yes, I believe Louisville has a really great chance to pull off the upset. Like I said earlier, they're scoring 36 points per game, and they're only giving up 20. Now, Miami can score, but Louisville, I think, keeps pace with them, and you got Louisville at home. So I love Louisville.
Yeah, years past, they've been pretty solid at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing wrong with moving a number.
Right.
That's why they have the option. Sometimes you do it and you mess around. But I've
especially at key numbers.
Yeah, I've essentially made a living off of moving numbers. You don't have to take that number. Put it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like Illinois plus 10.5. I'm gonna give them two scores essentially and put it with something else. Extra legs, more risk or whatever, but you don't have to play the number they give you. Unless your book doesn't give you the option, then of course you have to.
Yep. And let me drop a little knowledge here real quick. So here's something I'll do. I'll look at the opening number. Okay. And if I see that a lot of steam, which means money or action, has come in that's pushed a number down, and say it's at 10.5 and it's moved to say 7.5. And I buy that up and it puts it at minus 140 to take it back to that 10.5, I'm going to take that. There's a reason why the sharps jumped on that number early. They felt like that number was way off. So you buy it back up to its original number and hope that, the trend continues back your way, but or keeps going down. And now you have closing value. Even though that you paid juice for it, you're still going to have closing value. It's just a little something. But let me get into my dogs of the day. I'm ready to do my dogs of the day. All right. So you just sprinkle these, okay? Some of these you're not going to sprinkle. And you know what? I'm going to give you one tonight. You guys want one tonight? You guys want to play for tonight? I'll give you a play for tonight. All right. We're going Nevada on the spread. I don't know what it's at right now. I think it's 3.5. If it's at 2.5, you move it to 3.5. And Nevada money line. Okay. I'm giving you a play right now. It's Nevada spread. You're getting it. I'm giving this out before I even drop it in the Discord. Okay. Which is not normal. Okay. Not normal at all. I'm giving it to you right now. Nevada spread. Sprinkle Nevada money line a little bit. The thing is I'm going to take it personally, but the Nevada money line will not be an official play because the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Okay. With the spread being so close to, damn near a pick 'em, we're going to take Nevada spread. Take the money line also if you'd like. I love that they're at home. I think they cover. So that's my play for tonight. Next, we're going to go to Louisville, straight up money line. We're going to Colorado, money line. We're going to, this one's disgusting, so don't hate me. Don't anybody try and hang me. Send any Kermit gifts of him jumping off a 3-story building or being swung around on a ceiling fan. I get it. We're taking Northwestern money line. It's gross. It's disgusting, but they're at home and they play tight D. Next, we're going Coastie for the Chanticleers. And then we're taking Nevada money line tonight. So it's Louisville, Colorado, Northwestern, Coastal, and Nevada this evening. Man, I don't even look at those games. I'm taking Bama. Tennessee's looked like shit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a toss-up, but I would probably lean Tennessee, just thinking that Tennessee's got to figure the damn thing out. Tennessee's defenses looks good, and sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, so I don't even look at those games. We have so Chief is usually like I want to say like the SEC guy, but those SEC guys think that there's no other type of football. So he's really into the SEC games. I try and stay away from because they have a real NFL feel to them. In my opinion, they're fun to bet on when it's the only thing on, but there's so much more value out there. But I think just on the way that Tennessee's offense has looked, that Alabama might be the better play. Yeah, hey Fish, move it up to 3.5. That means the line's moved in our favor. I would move it up to 3.5. Yes, it is a huge deal. I know.
Sure. All right, my plays for tomorrow. We're going with Missouri, Mizzou minus 3.5, Clemson minus 11.5 in the first half, LSU minus 2.5, Iowa minus 6.5, UNLV minus 6.5. Sometimes you like favorites. I feel a game is probably easier to watch when you're betting dogs because you're like a little more comfortable. Like, oh, okay, it's okay. They scored. I can give that up. But that's where I'm at. Looking at some favorites today. Ty has got some dogs. Ty's got a good mixture over there, Ty. You want to read yours off?
Yeah, so I got Louisville plus 6.5. Now, what you can do is you can wait till tomorrow to see if public money comes in, all right, on Miami, and then you can bump this thing up to 7.5, right? But I think it was at minus 160 at 7.5. They always kill you once it goes over a key number. But 6 is still a key number, just 7's more of a key number. But Louisville plus 6.5. We're going to go at Army team total over 34.5. Coastal Carolina versus Louisiana, Frenchman Lafayette, over 55.5. I believe that number I brought down a point or two as well. Just trust me on these guys. I'm moving them under key numbers. It's all very important. Navy, team total over 36.5. And Colorado plus 3.5. Remember, the dogs of the night or to the day tomorrow, it's Louisville, Colorado, Northwestern, Coastal, and Nevada. which the Nevada game is tonight. I believe it starts at 10:30 or 11.
Like 10:15.
10:15. Okay, 10:15.
It starts pretty close to the BYU game, about the same time.
Okay.
Not like it matters, but
right. Well, that's where I'm at.
Mm.
I think tonight was a good show.
Yeah, appreciate the interaction as always. Continuing to grow, continuing to try to do these shows and chat, talk, everything like that. Now is the time to give you guys a little bit, a second, 10 seconds, 15 seconds to see if there's a game that you missed out on. If you did watch this on the recorded version and you're watching, you get to this point and you're curious about a game, go ahead and drop a comment. I generally see it, or probably a little easier is to find me on Twitter at @LiveJoeBets, and then Ty at Ty the Football Guy with 1L on his Twitter as well. If you're not following
Twitter, I was saying I had too many digits, too many letters. So I figured nobody would miss the L, but you consistently point out that I have 1L.
Well, they got to know how to spell it.
I mean, it's football with 1L. If you start typing in Ty the Foot, I'll just pop up.
One day I looked.
Ty the Foot fetish guy.
He went to Florida State, but he didn't. I think he played for the Bills, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean that's a cool card. He pulled a 1 of 1, he said, but it's not. You're not going to retire off of it. That's for sure.
No, you can definitely eat off that, or use it as like a spork. Yeah, or a spork. Ty the Foot Clan. Yeah, Ty the AMC guy, Ty the Foot Fetish guy, whatever.
Like if you didn't have a fork and you were eating like a pudding cup, you just wanted to fold it in half.
Yeah.
Maybe look up some numbers on it just in case, but don't take our financial wisdom or whatever.
Hold on. You guys want to see something sick that I got? Are you guys into like sports memorabilia? I'll do this real quick. I know we're at 52. It'll be 1 minute. You guys want to see? Hold on.
Sure. Oops, why am I one take? I didn't mean to do that.
It's right here. Look at that.
That's pretty dope.
Patty Mahomes, signed authentic. I won this for $37.50 on one of those TikTok breaks.
Dude, I've done so many of those, and I can't ever not even close to winning. So frustrating. I'm telling you, you need to start buying it and do some breaks in the Discord. That'd be so fun. Yeah, dude, like you can win some good stuff,
Hurry up, get the play in. Get the play in.
That's pretty accurate.
But,
that's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've gone off the rails. So
hey, Quan, clip that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
anyway, appreciate you guys. I think it's about time to close her on out. And thanks for watching. Ty, you got any last words before I hit the button?
Nah, thank a veteran for all the points they're about to score for us tomorrow.
Yeah, I got some American games coming up. Let us know if you guys need anything. Appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys back next week.